Okay, let's rattle it off. I've got the first one, Jane. This comes from Young Cage Man.
Right.
Okay, it's fairly lengthy, but I think this could certainly strike a chord with a few people that certainly follow this. Robert Whittaker became the first Australian UFC champion in history when he defeated Yoel Romeo for the interim middleweight title in the main event of UFC 213 or 213 yesterday. Now, Michael Bisping from the UK holds a full title, but has been out injured. Now, it appears, according to this rumour, that the UFC, which is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, will now look into setting up Robert Whittaker against Michael Bisping for the UFC Middleweight title in an Ashes type, the Smashers, they'll call it, the Smashers. They will look into having the fight at the new Perth Stadium in March 2018, in possibly the first ever event there. It could break the world attendance record currently held by UFC 193 in Melbourne, which featured Ronda Rousey and main event. Would the stadium sell out, do you think, if this was staged in March? People, according to this Young Cage Man, he feels that people would come from all around the world and make millions for the WA economy if this bout was staged at the Perth Stadium. I'd like to open it up very quickly, 92211882. If that's confirmed and that fight is staged, the UFC fight is staged at the Perth Stadium in March of next year, how big or how maybe lukewarm will it be? What's your spin on it?
And would you go?
Yeah.
Would you go 92211882 or SMSs on 19999 677?
So we'll see what happens then. We've got a lot of calls coming through regarding UFC and what we threw out, but of course...
Call now, 922 11882 or email rumourfile@6pr.com.au.
It's 11 minutes past 7 going to the lines. James, hello.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Well, thanks, James. The UFC, what do you think if it turned up at the Perth Stadium in March next year?
Look, I've followed this UFC for a long time. Robert Whittaker's he's got the longest win streak in the division so far, so that's quite impressive. His fight with Bisping will absolutely sell tickets.
Will it sell out the 60,000 Perth Stadium, James?
Mate, it's absolutely got the potential to sell it out. Dana's already promised a fight for Western Australia once this ridiculous ban was lifted. So I think what better arena to really put it in.
There you go. And it'll be
James.
Australia versus England. It'll be called the Smashers.
The Smashers. What do you think, Shane?
Well, it was the best $50 I've ever spent yesterday. 5-minute rounds of absolute action. It was amazing. I'd be there wherever it's staged. If it's in Australia, if it's over east, they'll be getting my money. But I'll be attending wherever it is if it isn't in Australia.
So you reckon that people would fly in from outside our shores to experience this maybe at the new stadium?
Just have a look at the British Lions versus the All Blacks. They had 20,000 people at Eden Park.
It was exciting.
And they love their UFC as well. They would come in absolute droves.
There you go. That's a thumbs up from James and from Shane. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I think they're all on the money. That Whittaker, his fight was pushed up to the main card yesterday because Nunes pulled out. I had a mate that flew over to Vegas and paid $800 to watch that fight, and Whittaker earned $350,000 for that fight yesterday. If he fought here in WA, his earnings would probably be double that, maybe triple. So yeah, it'd be right on the money, I reckon.
Good on you, Rob. Thanks for the callers. Yes, just repeating from Young Cage Man, he feels it could be an Ashes type UFC bout in March of next year at the Perth Stadium. Keep listening to the Rumour File. We'll see if it gets confirmed in coming days or weeks. It's 7:12.
Dana White, president of the UFC.
Absolutely. So it'll be Whittaker versus Bisping, and I would love to do that fight in Australia.
Are we confirming that now? Are we saying right now it's happening in Australia?
We are absolutely not confirming it, but I would love to do that fight in Australia. I say it to you all the time. Australia's been so good to us, not just from the fans, showing up to these events, but the fights in Australia always seem to be incredible. So, there's this huge rivalry between the UK and Australia. I bet you didn't know that, between the UK and Australia, and I would love to do it there.
I know you're coming back in November. That's a fight night card, so we're probably not looking at that, but maybe first quarter looking at a pay-per-view in Newmarket for Australia, maybe in Perth?
That's funny. Everybody was screaming at me tonight, come to Perth, come to Perth. I don't know. We'll see. It's something that I'd like to do. We'll see how it plays out.